slow going from south of the Highway 11 merge to Dunlop. That's where we have construction taking up left lane. And on city streets, we have east and westbound Danforth Avenue closed at Warden for police activity. Muskoka Realtor Bob Clark is excited to showcase his fabulous lineup of lakefront properties on the Big Three. Head to mymuskokacottages.com to see for yourself. Your next report is at 3:11.
Oh, man, they were just telling us about this alligator from Russia and shit.
Yeah, they are really
saying got away in 43 and they found it in 46.
Near Big Bay Point and in Cottage Country, really, and then also up towards Aurelia. But then we have a little cell that is kind of this heat of the day thunderstorm, exactly what we're forecasting for the rest of the week near Orangeville. So there's a good cluster of rain. It could drop a couple millimeters in a short amount of time before it moves on. But otherwise, sun and for us here in the downtown core, and temperatures getting down to 15 degrees tonight. Some more rain develops and possible thunderstorms during the overnight as well. And tomorrow's high 28. It's going to be a hot and humid one. Right now it is 25 at Pearson, 23 at 680 News, and tonight's overnight low 15.
680 News Time 3:03.
The pictures and videos looks more like a music festival than a day in the park. Thousands of people sprawling out in Trinity Bellwoods, ignoring physical distancing.
But today, much different. 680's Michelle Mackey joins us live with reaction from the Toronto Police Chief. Michelle.
Well, Caitlin, since Saturday, the increased number of police and bylaw enforcement officers have been patrolling Trinity Bellwoods. Toronto Police Chief Mark Saunders
and then explain how you're not hitting a white boy after telling everybody for 20 years I'm white. Explain that, Mark.
Too many people to ticket.
Mark.
That's why they turned their attention to surrounding neighborhoods that some
every guy I ever met named Mark was a pedophile. I just haven't met you yet, Mr. Saunders.
Probably because of the beautiful aspects of the
park. I'm not going to apologize for
people
that.
defecating in their laneways, in their backyards.
For city spokesperson Brad Ross, there's no excuse for that behavior. But he says Toronto Public Health is working on a protocol that would allow public bathrooms to reopen.
That is,
you guys are so let's close the bathroom. We want no more piss or shit anyway. It's the same logic with the garbage. The same idiots. Oh, we removed all the garbage cans. We can't figure out where the garbage is coming from. I swear to God, same idiots.
I'm Michelle Mackey.
And Toronto's top dog, Eileen Davila, says she was both disappointed and saddened by the crowds at Trinity Bellwoods yesterday.
I'm disappointed and saddened that I cleaned 300 fucking sewer grates for you to close the washroom.
680 News, ignoring the rules makes you a part of the problem.
You know, they may very well be inadvertently and unknowingly creating conditions for COVID-19 to transmit. And inevitably, if we are unable to contain the situation in our city, people that they know and love will be affected.
They don't love anyone, stupid. They don't know anyone. They are junkies. Welcome to Toronto.
At this 15 to 680 News, Toronto police say one person has serious injuries after gunfire was exchanged between two vehicles east of the Danforth. Officers say it happened on Danforth and Warden
East of the East.
Shortly after the shooting, one victim walked into hospital with gunshot wounds.
There is no east of the
The
Danforth.
scene, and police say the other was disabled on location.
You know what east of the Danforth is? The bottom of the fucking lake. These fucking people are pissing me off. I wait
this morning. His numbers continue to trend in the wrong direction. Ontario confirmed 460 new cases of COVID-19 today and 25 more deaths. City Stuart McGinn reports.
Premier Doug Ford announced a detailed testing strategy is on the way that will focus on specific work sectors and hotspots across the province. It comes as Ontario's testing numbers fell well below the mark again today, with just over 11,000 completed.
The only way we can get those numbers where they need to be is for everyone who feels they need it to get a test.
Ford says assessment centers are ready and waiting.
They still asked them yesterday,
shortages.
does that mean we can go for a test? I swear to God.
Just show up to a testing center and they will test you.
The premier stressed until a vaccine is developed,
get
testing
tested.
remains our best
1-800 hotline 8. You people not pay attention what the gangbangers in your neighborhood do. No wonder you get shot at. You're stupid. Pay attention. You don't read the graffiti. It says get tested.
and
really think it's about us out on the block right now? We ain't out on the block. What are you talking about? Go get your stupid ass tested.
Millions of Muslims around the world and tens of thousands around the GTA are celebrating Eid today, but it's a little different this year. Koshi tells us how his large family is changing things up.
This first Eid is one of the most important days of the year on the Islamic calendar, but because of the pandemic, to say celebrations won't be the same is a grand understatement. No big family gatherings, no hugs, no eating of special foods together. And even though Muslim families are known for weeks that this is how it has to be for the greater good.
What's the difference when you came here from a different country to a long distance phone call? Nothing. Listen to this, guys. I'll tell you.
Really gonna miss out on all the food that my mom makes because we're gonna not be able to go over to her house.
Since we can't congregate to keep everybody protected due to COVID-19, we're going to celebrate individually.
One of the main tenets of Ramadan is to be grateful for what you have. As my niece Samaya so eloquently puts it, you have to appreciate the fact that we can all still celebrate together, even though we're apart.
Whether that may be on a video call or from my car 6 feet away, I'm extremely grateful for it. It's the situations like this that show us what a blessing it is to have family and friends to celebrate with, and that's what Eid is truly all about.
Eid Mubarak. I'm Omen Qureshi.
680 News Time 308, and churches, synagogues, and mosques have been able to hold drive-in services for the first time in months this weekend. Roger Berg is a pastor at Church on the Queensway and says they have been live streaming since about late March, but with a parking lot designed for 900 cars. He says a drive-in service is essential. The Islamic Center of Toronto on Nielsen Road will also be offering an Eid Sweets drive-through with loot bags for kids. On Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump declared houses of worship as essential services, and some church leaders here have now signed a letter to Ontario Premier Doug Ford asking for the same to happen.
680 News Time 308. For the second straight weekend, active TO is closing many downtown roads to vehicular traffic. As 680's Zach Bernstein tells us, it's all to help with physical distancing.
If we create enough space, then it is up to people and their own personal responsibility after that to prevent the crime.
That's Mayor John Tory, who tells 680 News that physical distancing remains a priority in the fight against COVID-19. The city's newest initiative, called Active TO, kicked in last weekend and is closing some major roads so that pedestrians and cyclists can have more space. So where can't you drive? Well, 2 stretches on the eastbound Lakeshore are shut down until 11 o'clock tonight, from Windermere to approaching Bathurst, and then again from Coxwell to Woodbine. And just like last weekend, the Bayview extension is closed from Mill Street to Rosedale. River Street also off limits from Gerrard to Bayview.
Oh, I got that weird.
Of the various road closures
let it go.
a full list can be found on the City of Toronto's website. I'm Zach Bowden, Steve. This is 680 News at 3:09, and the city also set to close down another major artery next week. Here's 680's Kyle Hopkins.
It all starts on Monday, and it's another big one. I spoke with the City of Toronto's Chief Engineer, Michael DeAndrea, to get the lowdown on the upcoming closure.
City is a chief engineer. Trains and make music. What are you talking about?
From Front Street right through to Fort York Boulevard. And that involves the rehabilitation of the Bathurst Street Bridge and the replacement
that bridge has been hooked on smack for so long.
Down the middle of the bridge. That closure will begin on Monday and extend right through to the end of the year.
DeAndrea also has a message for drivers
to plan their trips accordingly. We're trying to get this work finished as quickly as we can. So more than anything is appreciate your patience as we undertake this really important work.
City's also doing water main and track work north of Front on the way up to Dundas, but that work will only
again. There's nothing south of Front. So when you say it's a lake, so you don't have to say. You can say next to Front. We know exactly where that is, eh? It can't be south. It's all east and west.
You'll always hear the latest on 680 News. Now the 680 News gas price update. MPRO says price of gas will stay the same at midnight, holding at 95.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations.
That grunt sound there in the back.
Join 680 News with Scotiabank in Operation Support Local. Hi, it's Steve Roberts. These local businesses are a part of our
those things about yourself over time, eh?
Many places need your help to survive.
Yeah, this is the sound I make when I think I can't breathe ever again.
You love open, and it all starts with you. To submit or find a local business to support, visit 680news.com/support local. Operation Support Local.
local. In partnership with our friends, Scotiabank. We're in this together.
That woman on the thing actually said backslash yesterday. I heard that since the 90s. .com backslash what?
Internet northbound on the 400 at the 401. The left lane is blocked to the disabled vehicle. And we have another one westbound on the QEW just west of the 427. This one is in the right lane, so please watch out. Southbound 400 at Dunlop, construction in the left lane. It's very slow from south of the Highway 11 merge. Westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the express, closed for construction, but not a bad drive east and westbound on the 401 across the GTA this hour. It's still a bit slow on the eastbound Gardner from the Humber Bridge in towards the Spadina ramp because we have eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road for active TO. It's also closed eastbound Lakeshore from Coxwell to Woodbine. North and southbound Bayview extension from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley Road closed because of active TO. In Mississauga, northbound Erin Mills is very slow to Burnham because of single lane construction. And because of police activity, east and westbound Danforth Avenue closed from Danforth Road over to Walton. Extend your internet with ExploreNet LTE service now with unlimited data.
Test don't work because the antibody thing, the skin test for TB. Oh, antibodies. Yeah, unless you're dying of TB, then you don't have no antibodies.
To fill in with some showers for
why they don't use the test no more. Now we'll cluster directly at the faggot that fucking almost fucking.
Back toward Owen Sound now, pretty organized.
Mr. White Shirt Lieutenant.
And we'll keep an eye and see if this holds together.
Fat ass, overweight, diabetic piece of shit. Hey, you still get blowjobs from that first transgender CO, the one that don't want to be called sir, the only one that don't want to be called sir.
As we head into the overnight, we could have a possible thunderstorm or two as well. Generally about 2 to 4 millimeters of rain from the
dead. I'm still blazing, making money on it.
Temperatures drop to 15 tonight. Tomorrow, 28 degrees, lots of sunshine, and also the potential for a heat-of-the-day thunderstorm, very similar to what we're seeing now in some spots across the region, but not widespread. And then as we head into tomorrow evening, just dropping down to 17. So it's going to be a sticky day and a really warm week across the GTA. Right now, 25 at Pearson, feeling like 31 tonight, the right low, 15.
680 News Time, 3:13.
You shake up in the back of the neck and it won't be one of us.
A new documentary airing tonight, put together by those involved in our national pastime.
Who has access to all these jumpsuits?
If you're a hockey parent like me, everything was ripped away and watched the smell of great fries, cheering on your kid. The memories come flooding back tonight.
Your rule, lock the doors. Your rule, put us in cages. Now, you're alone with your skills. So now, it's your problem, not ours.
It's literally a day in the life of hockey across the country, November 17th to be precise.
Plus que tellement un bon boulot pour ça, donc merci beaucoup. Non, je te remercie. C'est ça, c'est que je le fais, je continue à le faire, mais je le fais pas, je suis pas aux armes citoyennes. Ouais. C'est important de garder son esprit encore extrêmement éveillé parce que justement dans des situations comme aujourd'hui où les gens ont peur, on a tendance à oublier tout ce qui se passe. Et en fait, ce qui est en train de se passer en ce moment, comme elle le dit bien, c'est que tous les problèmes qui ont existé avant non seulement n'ont pas disparu, mais sont exacerbés.
Il y en a certains encore, oui, qui sont amplifiés.
Qui sont en train de... Tout est amplifié, sauf que quand tu l'entoures de silence, ils s'amplifient encore plus parce que ça aide toujours le perpetrator. Quand tu ne parles pas de certaines choses.
Absolument. Mais Michel, de votre côté, on dirait que ce que vous peignez, vous avez beaucoup de la couleur. Alors, sans nous faire croire qu'on est dans un monde de bisounours ou de licorne, vous trouvez ça important? Je voyais les premières images de la murale à Ottawa. C'est super coloré.
Oui, je pense que j'avais un peu la maquillette assez extrême. Moi, j'appelle la piscine des mots. Mais c'est vrai, comme si il y a une façon de sensibiliser les gens pour porter du dialogue sans nécessairement agiter au chaos et créer une tension. C'est vraiment comme, avec mes participants de la communauté, je m'assure toujours d'avoir une collaboration. Créer leur histoire, leur message, puis qu'on peut atteindre leurs objectifs sur le mur pour que le dialogue peut continuer après qu'on a fini.
Ouais. Oui, continue.
Ah non, c'est ça.
OK. Moi, j'allais dire, parlant de collaboration, tu viens de glisser le mot, là. Est-ce que dans votre art, dans l'art de rue, on n'est pas toujours tout seul? Il y a des situations où est-ce qu'on doit travailler des nouvelles techniques pour être en distanciation? Comment on fait, Mick?
Oui, je sais qu'est-ce qu'il y a de faire en ce moment. Comme, malgré tout, on est des gens créatifs, on est capable de trouver des solutions. Comme soit c'est des élèves qui vont passer des images que je vais mettre sur le projecteur, puis je vais faire le mural parce qu'on ne veut pas briser la distance sociale, ou que je vais carrément passer une cam à chaque kid. Ils vont avoir un bloc de temps, puis ils vont juste faire leur couleur. Ou comme, tu sais, il y a plein de façons où ils vont partager des voicemails du bruit, puis je vais être sur ça. Il y a plein de choses qui vont se passer.
OK, donc tu fais beaucoup d'ateliers avec des jeunes, puis si je comprends bien, ils peuvent, dans une nouvelle façon de procéder, comme ça, venir un après l'autre, chacun avec une couleur différente, c'est ça?
Oui, comme, moi, mon objectif vraiment avec le graph, c'est que tout le monde connaisse leurs droits. Puis aussi, comme qu'on est capable d'arrêter les stéréotypes, la discrimination, puis tu sais qu'on peut comprendre que les minorités visibles et invisibles, ou les personnes de couleur, ou LGBTQ, ont moins de plateformes, puis il faut donner de la place.
Oui, mais c'est intéressant, tu parles des droits, mais en même temps, c'est un art qui, par moment, frôle les limites de l'égalité. Est-ce que tu crois que l'art de rue, est-ce que tu crois qu'il doit avoir cette espèce de petit flirt-là avec l'illégalité?
Moi, je me dis que l'objectif doit être priorité. Si je suis en train de peinturer qu'il n'y a pas d'eau potable dans 54 communautés en Ontario, je me demande si c'est légal ou illégal de manquer l'objectif. Au monde n'a pas d'eau.
J'avoue.
Ils n'ont pas d'eau.
Ils n'ont pas d'eau. Ça devrait être illégal en partant.
Ça l'est.
Oui, c'est ça.
Est-ce que je peux répondre à ça?
Oui, Miss Me, go.
Ah non, excuse-moi, je pensais que tu avais fini, mais vas-y. Non, vas-y, je viens d'écouter. Non, je pense que la légalité, il y a illégalité et illégalité. Il y a des niveaux de gris, on va dire, dans ce qui est légal et illégal. Il ne faut pas oublier non plus ce qui est légal et illégal, c'est quelque chose qui évolue avec les mentalités, avec les sociétés. Et donc, je pense que quand on flirte justement sur cette limite, c'est quelque chose, moi, que je considère finalement d'assez sain pour une société. D'être capable d'accepter que justement les limites soient toujours un petit peu en joue avec. Justement, quand il s'agit de faire un point qui est quelque chose qui a une valeur, qui est quelque chose qui n'est pas forcément clair pour tout le monde. Ça reste quelque chose d'assez sain et de positif, je pense, dans une société. On n'est pas en train de burn down des buildings, etc. Et je veux dire, il y a beaucoup de choses qui aujourd'hui sont légales qui n'étaient pas avant. Que ce soit le mariage gay, que ce soit les droits des minorités visibles et invisibles, comme elle le dit si bien. C'est des choses qui étaient illégales à un moment donné. Donc, je pense que le fait de flirter justement sur cette limite-là, c'est quelque chose en fait très simple pour la société.
Bon, alors là, dans ce sens-là, je pense que vous vous rejoignez pas mal. Il y a les masques aussi, Miss Me. Ça, concrètement, c'est peut-être le geste le plus clairement lié à la pandémie que tu as posé.
Oui, franchement, je savais pas quoi faire. Moi, quand cette histoire a commencé, je t'avoue que j'ai eu beaucoup de mal à dessiner et à peindre. Ça m'a complètement bloqué, immobilisé, c'était très particulier, je faisais que réfléchir. Et ça a été effectivement un truc assez simple comme idée, mais ça a été extrêmement compliqué à mettre en place parce que quand j'ai commencé à faire ça, c'était vraiment le tout début de la pandémie. Il n'y avait aucun tissu, il n'y avait personne, personne ne savait ce qu'ils allaient faire, etc. Fait que j'ai mis vraiment en moi à figure out, c'est une amie qui les coud, c'est mon assistante de studio. J'ai réussi à trouver un endroit qui vendait des tissus qui n'étaient pas complètement hors de prix parce qu'en fait finalement c'est des t-shirts qu'on a recyclés. Je les ai pris chez un imprimeur, on a recyclé des t-shirts qui n'ont pas été utilisés. Enfin, ça a été toute une histoire en fait, ça a été imprimé en dehors de la ville, pour pouvoir faire ces masques, ça a été vraiment toute une aventure, mais c'était un petit peu une manière de se sentir ensemble, parce que c'est ça, j'ai donné les bénéfices à la comment ça s'appelle,
la Fédération des infirmières.
Exactement, c'est ça. Et c'est pas énormément d'argent, parce que très honnêtement, vu que ça a été vraiment compliqué à faire, ça m'a coûté cher à les faire, mais c'était plus par principe de se sentir qu'on faisait partie de cette histoire-là, parce que je trouve qu'on s'est senti très vite coupé de la société. Et on avait besoin, moi j'avais besoin d'avoir l'impression de me remettre et de faire partie de cette histoire.
Et Michel, de ton côté, il y a au moins, je pense que tu as fait tu as fait aussi quelque chose du côté des masques, mais c'est très différent.
Everything's stainless steel and black plastic.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a fait? On a vraiment lancé des choses à plus de graffiti. On a un peu comme qu'est-ce qu'il y a comme
stainless steel and black plastic.
On a des sens
d'injection supervisée.
Exactement. On a lancé des défis aux artistes d'aller donner leurs masques. Donc les masques de glace qu'on utilise, on peut facilement désinfecter les filtres, les laver, des alcohol swaps qui peut durer pour super longtemps.
OK. C'est vos propres masques que vous mettez pour vous protéger quand vous faites de la peinture aérosol, c'est ça?
Oui.
Okay.
Moi, j'ai donné tous les masques que j'avais fait toutes mes l'été.
Wow.
On a commencé à vraiment à partager ça, puis ça l'a-tu beaucoup qu'est-ce que Miss
le partager.
De continuer à partager, comme c'est le principe de le faire, puis de voir notre communauté est là pour nous, entre artistes, entre barman, entre les gens qui ont perdu soit leur boulot, quoi que ce soit. On a vraiment, comme le bartering, on a vraiment rentré là-dedans. Pour commencer cette discussion-là, qu'on a aussi posé. Moi, j'ai fait beaucoup de vidéos pour les écoles.
Oui.
Oui, donc avec les cours en ligne, on a continué à parler de
ça. OK. En terminant, est-ce qu'on a vu apparaître, puisque tu es à Ottawa, est-ce qu'on a vu apparaître des tags nouveaux dans le contexte de la COVID?
Oui, je trouve c'est intéressant parce que j'ai beaucoup d'amis à Montréal qui m'ont envoyé ça aussi. À Montréal aussi, on en voit beaucoup, soit au sujet de comment on traite nos chances de... Ouais.
Mais quelque chose qui apporte justement.
Really staying relegated to cottage country, so if you're traveling back, you are going to run into some rain near Aurelia. But otherwise, it is dry here in the city, and very few clouds.
The only thing that gets me is the sausage since I buy it says shit on the label. It's Canada.
Cloudy, more rain, more
you can label it in
rain
French
tonight.
legally. It might be dog
during the overnight down to 15 tomorrow. At 28's the high, sunshine, and a chance for some evening rain showers after sunset, and a humidex of 34. Tomorrow's low, just 17. So it's not going to be great sleeping weather as we head into the next few days. 29 for Tuesday, 29 for Wednesday, both days with a chance for some afternoon thunderstorms.
Don't talk shit about sleep, eh? Oh, he doesn't talk about that. He's not the hardest one drug user, but he won't sleep.
Make sure you have sun protection if you're headed outside because unprotected skin can burn in about 20 minutes or less. Right now, it is 25
sound like a meth head thing to say?
31, and tonight's overnight low 15.
It's not for meth, it's for being up too long.
680 News Time.
1923.
It's time. It's time to stop rearranging the utensil drawer. It's time to stop baking bread. It's time to stop looking out and start heading out. It's time to put life back in drive. Because right now at Toyota, you can get great offers on all new models with our most advanced safety features at no extra cost. And take advantage of our 6-month payment deferral plan.
Time is showing is based on my cost.
Contact your local dealer to book an appointment. We're ready when you are.
Keeping your family safe is our first priority.
Trust 680 News for the latest on the coronavirus.
Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day on your radio,
680news.com,
the Radio Player Canada app,
or ask to play 680 News on your smart speaker. This is 680 News. In a surprise press conference this morning, Premier Doug Ford called the behavior of people at Trinity Bellwoods dangerous.
I didn't know. I thought it was a rock concert at the beginning when I went out there. I was absolutely shocked. My friends, I get it. I get it. It's a beautiful day out. Everyone wants to get out.
There he gets. He knows where the fuck you are. Hey, from it, toy.
And that's the reason we opened the parks. So people can get out there.
So you can do what you said you wanted to do. We want more.
We can't have that right now.
Can't have that right now.
People from
I want it.
Further spreading the
All right,
virus.
go argue with the Bears and the Bulls
Business report.
and the
680 News Time, 325.
whatever else.
Dealer days are back this spring, featuring our line of steel battery-powered lawnmowers. Make mowing your lawn a breeze with uncompromised power and great features, including a rear bagger, 7 height adjustments, and a mulching blade for $599.95.
Bottom one's 1 ounce,
Choose a self-propelled
and
model
the other
starting at
one's 1.5.
$699.95. Steel battery products are sold at over 1,000 authorized steel dealers across Canada.
You don't remember Tag Vodka? Yeah, it lasted about a year. Oh, I don't know if it still exists. I never heard an ad for them since.
Now, see here, I know you're next to the private condo, and I appreciate that, I really do. But do you suppose that maybe, just maybe, everybody could use a little help like Jerry here?
Well, she told me it was easy. I went to OntarioCars.ca, and don't you know, I fell in love with a beauty.
See, look up OntarioCars.ca to find sellers you can trust. Don't worry, you will just fine.
680 News Time, 326.
Time now for the 680 News Business Report. I'm Martin McMahon. Given the mass unemployment and the struggles for many businesses, there's an expectation home prices will drop. The question is when and by how much. Evan Siddall, the head of Canada Mortgage and Housing, is out with a projection that home prices could fall as much as 18% over the next 12 months. I'm discussing this with Tom Davidoff, an economist at UBC Sauder School of Business.
Here's why.
Focuses
You
on
just
real
told you.
estate.
Expectation
Tom, what do you
prices are
make
going
of
to go
this
up, right?
projection?
Oh, well, we're not selling now. So now we got to get more to fucking just put a stop to it. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
And of course, not a lot of people accumulating down savings to purchase homes as they're burning
The housing bubble right now, most of these people just bought their house. Why would they now sell it at a loss?
Do you expect we could see
You had the same house for 20, 30 years. Maybe you'd write off a little bit of a loss.
Montreal, for example.
People just bought the fucking place. They ain't losing shit. They'll stay there. They'll fucking kill anybody who comes to try and get them out. No, fuck you. I work for these lying motherfuckers.
Either Montreal or Vancouver are able to be back to business as usual. I imagine Montreal had an issue of snowbirds and maybe more irregular social distancing. If we were back to business as usual in Vancouver, I don't know that we would see numbers similar to Montreal, particularly if the U.S. has some border opening. For example,
home prices haven't dropped significantly yet. What do you make of that?
It's been remarkable to me that we haven't seen much damage to the housing market.
You can't get it from the bottom. Now, last we tried selling Toronto Tap from a bottle, they cut that off so fast.
And so the price
oh, sir, you want this water, you come here to get it.
Time goes on, you expect that there'll be more forced sales or people just deciding it's time to sell.
That's Tom Davidoff, an economist with the Sauder School of Business. In the Business Center, I'm Martin McMahon.
Weather forecast. Bank on because it's more than 3 degrees.
You can win our growing
See that?
The 680 News.
That's a respiratory droplet.
Enter online at 680news.com.
We've all heard those home
I wouldn't cough
renovation
up in the air
stories.
normally, but I
Hi,
can't
I'm
bend my
Jeannie
part
Becker.
in bed.
Georgian Renovations has created Smart Reno to offer a home renovation that's quick, easy, and affordable. Simply choose from the Smart Reno packages or work with award-winning designers to create a vision that is truly your own. With a guaranteed price and time frame, it's never been easier to transform your home into something you'll fall in love with again. Get your free, no-obligation instant estimate today at georgianreno.com.
How are they going to do these renos, borrow the money, and then sell the house for less? Stupid. Oh well, we don't study the renovation advertising. We're paying attention to the London interbank overnight rate. Because that has something to do with us, eh?
Keep everyone safe. Remember to practice physical distancing or
You say
wear a
safe
face covering
practice,
if
safe
physical
sex.
distancing is a
Jesus,
challenge.
1991
And wash your hands thoroughly and often. Whether inside or out, stay safe and save lives. For more information, visit ontario.ca/coronavirus, paid for by the Government of Ontario.
Oh.
Being right
I once could put
matters.
that in on. I did that, so I did it.
Off by more than 3 degrees.
You could win cash.
Details at 680news.com.
And taking a look at that forecast today, sun and cloud, a guaranteed high of 22. Cooler down by the lake tonight, partly cloudy, a chance of evening rain, possibly even a thunderstorm. Then on Monday, back to a mix of sun and cloud, chance for some evening rain, but a high of 28 degrees. Yes, it's warming up. It's also 3:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Cam Dorrit and Caitlin Lee.
Good afternoon. It's Sunday, May 24th.
Here's what's making news right now.
He's in his bathroom.
Lack of physical distancing that was problematic at Trinity Bellwoods earlier this weekend. It was alcohol. But now enforcement officers have stepped up their presence at the park to ensure it doesn't happen again.
The mayor's office responds to controversy over photos of John Tory at Trinity Bellwoods yesterday, saying he was gaining valuable insight and was practicing physical distancing.
Premier Doug Ford announces a detailed testing strategy will come this week as Ontario sees the highest number of new cases since early May, and testing numbers are still down.
Eid in the time of a pandemic.
This Eid is definitely going to be different.
Thousands of Muslims across the GTA will be celebrating Eid through prayers at home, physical distancing, and video calls because of the COVID-19 restrictions. 4 future Hall of Famers want to play some golf in Florida today, and the NASCAR schedule continues.
What most of these religions are about.
And coming up in business, we're gearing up for the quarterly earnings season for the big Canadian banks. The results due this coming week. We'll see a big debt from the pandemic.
I know that's a yoga
money set aside to cover bad loans.
Bad loans. I thought direct lending was simpler because of the banks.
Weather together on the ones. Here is Christine. This report is brought to you by 407 ETR, northbound on the 400, north of the 401. That stalled vehicle has been cleared out of the way, but we still have a disabled vehicle westbound Queen Elizabeth Way, just west of the 427, and that's sitting in the right lane. We have emergency crews on scene, so just watch out for that. Also, it's a slow drive still on the South 400 from approaching Duckworth to Dunlop, where the left lane has been closed for construction. So just keep that in mind if you're heading towards the Barrie area down towards Toronto. On the westbound 401, we just have construction here. The ramp to McCowan closed. Keel and the Collectors 2 left lanes are closed, and approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed. The westbound 407 ramps to and from southbound 427, they're closed for construction as well. Having a look at the eastbound Gardner, it remains busy from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp, and there's also a backup at the Spadina ramp, so a lot of motorists hoping to access downtown right now, and they can't do so using the eastbound Lakeshore because it's closed from Windermere to Stadium Road. Eastbound Lakeshore also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine for active TO. Danforth is closed both ways at Warden for police activity. 407 ETR is helping communities and hospitals with a $5.2 million donation to United Way and GTHA hospitals. Learn more at 407etr.com. Your next report is at 3:41, and now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
And those clouds giving way to more sunshine right now as we head into the afternoon. So temperatures dropping only ever so slightly for the evening. Going to be a mild evening. Also going to feel a little bit on the humid side as well. And we head down to 15 tonight with the rain moving in and possibly some thunderstorms as well. And then for tomorrow, it's hot, humid, and
my city like this, I'd much rather listen to my own people talking about the news and traffic than some fucking entertainment bullshit out of some other place.
Tonight's over at low 15.
680 News Time, 3:33.
You say names all the time. Oh, this famous person, blah, blah, blah. But why'd you say famous?
A day after crowds of thousands packed the park, it appears physical distancing is now being followed, and bylaw officers have stepped up their presence there.
Yeah. They're used to patrolling that shit.
Yeah, Cam, Toronto
That's where I got this scar,
Saunders is pushing back against residents who say today's enforcement is too little, too late.
It's a misnomer. People saying we did not enforce it. We issued tickets for the disorderlies that were here, that were utilizing private property and defecating and urinating.
He says there were just too many people in the park to ticket, and that's why officers turned their attention to surrounding neighborhoods instead. City spokesperson Brad Ross says the goal of enforcement
the logic there
is education.
What do you mean? You surrounded them or no?
That they understand, A, there's no alcohol to be consumed in the park, and B, if you're going to be in the park, that you must maintain physical distancing.
Can't break all the rules at once.
Officers have been patrolling since 7 a.m., and today is a very different scene.
Can't break all of the rules at once.
I'm Michelle Mackey.
Mayor John Tory is responding to some controversy over his appearance in Trinity Bellwoods yesterday. Pictures circulating on social media show the mayor with his mask pulled down, and he appears to be standing less than 2 meters away from others. A spokesperson for Tory's office tells City News the mayor felt it was important to talk to some of the people there and see why they were using.
You think John Tory was the problem at that park? Oh, look at that guy not wearing a mask. You idiots.
It also says Tory is getting used to wearing
masks. I'm pretty sure Tory ain't got it either.
And we'll make sure his mask is
on
properly.
You can't do medicine that way, but
Toronto's top
you do have to kind of fucking think about it. No, I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's been exposed. I don't think nothing like that.
The more we're able to control and
probably been
contain the
tested by
spread now, the safer it will be for us to proceed with reopening and trying to get our city back and trying to get some of our regular activities and lives back.
She tells 680 News, if we want as close to a normal summer as we can get, we need to continue to maintain physical distancing.
Breaking news for Toronto police who say one person is suffering serious injuries after a shooting just east of the Danforth.
Yeah, you were talking about that half an hour ago.
To gunfire exchange between two vehicles on Danforth at Warden Avenue. Constable Edward Parks tells 680 News one victim walked themselves to hospital.
Officers responded on scene and located a vehicle that had several what appeared to be bullet holes in the side of the vehicle.
Danforth remains closed both ways as warden for that investigation.
336. The premier is promising you can get tested for COVID-19.
Walk yourself to hospital. Walk the fuck to Toronto, dog. Oh, we got way more shootings out here. Yeah, you call 911 when the cops come, don't they? You call 911 and say you need ambulance, one comes, don't it? Hey, welcome to fucking Toronto, Mr. Hardcore.
Announcement to talk about what is on the way for Ontario.
Next week, we'll release a detailed testing strategy. We'll be targeting
in the last month, there's two guys got shot. One walked to the hospital, other one refused the ambulance, and we never heard anything about the guy that refused the ambulance.
Symptoms or not, or may have come into contact with someone who has symptoms, you need to get tested, promising the
capacity. And the doctor that treats you is required to report gunshot wounds to the government, whatever. But if it's already been reported, he's not breaking the law by not reporting it, so they don't even know who the fuck the doctor is treating you, because he ain't got to report it, it's already been reported.
Today we're just above 11,000.
And that's a new law that goes back only like 10 years.
While 25 new deaths were confirmed, along with 460
it used to be you get shot. If you didn't end up in the hospital, you get fixed up. There's shootings and people been shot they don't know about. All the people in your neighborhood been shot, got a hospital record to go with it, and a hospital bill and bad credit. Man, we go up in the woods, stay there for 6 months, come back and kill whoever killed us.
Because of the pandemic, celebrations will be
no
very different this year.
This Eid marks the end of the holy month of Ramadan. It's a time for prayer, but also the 3 F's: family, fun, and food. But because of the pandemic, the usual big family celebrations so many Muslim families would normally enjoy can't happen. For some of the younger set, like my 6-year-old niece Sabina, that means missing out on some pretty big fun.
This is different. Every Eid we have a bouncy castle, but this year we won't have a bouncy castle because it's social distancing.
And some of the more important
She knows it's not how you say that word. Social distance.
Hey. And I give them a hug, and we have a party at their house. But this year I can't go to their house, and I miss my grandparents' hugs.
Instead, celebrating with the people who live in your house, limited physical distancing visits and video calls will be the norm of the day. But as my Aunt Davy says, that only makes the connection stronger.
This pandemic has shown us how to maintain our love and commitment to each other by means of social distancing.
Whether up close or at a distance, Eid Mubarak to all celebrating. I'm Alman Qureshi.
And just in time for Eid wrapping up this evening, the province will now be allowing churches, synagogues, and mosques to hold drive-in worship services. So today's Veronica Thor explains.
Don't ask me, I know the dude sounds white, his name is Moment. I don't know, I have no fucking idea.
Church on the Queensway told the CBC with the parking lot designed for 900 cars.
We're not having that conversation.
To introduce a drive-in service. The church's
that's a
senior
1990s
pastor is set to deliver
What do you
his
mean
message
sounds
from
white?
the
Look at
roof of the
Palmer's saying.
building. Each parked vehicle will have a 2-meter space between them, and nobody is allowed to leave their car. Because worshippers won't be able to leave their vehicle to use the bathroom, it will be a shorter service than usual, just 45 minutes long. All of this comes
No, you should do it long, and then now you drive away and go to Tim Hortons to...
and faced possible fines after holding a drive-in
the Smiths got fucking...
I'm Veronica Thor. 680 News Time, 3:39.
That's it, we're going. But then I don't have to go to the bathroom. Yes, you do.
680's Zach Bodenstein has more from the mayor and details on some downtown road closures.
The city launched Active TO to make physical distancing more feasible, and with the summer-like weather during the past couple of weekends, Mayor John Tory says he still wants people to spend time outdoors, but to stay far apart while doing so.
I want them most of all to be safe. I want them to be healthy. I want them to be outside because it's good for physical and mental health after the long spring and winter we had. But I also want their foot on this. People often misunderstand that my job is to balance all of those interests and try and do what I think is best for a 21st century Toronto.
And with that in mind, many road closures between major and quiet streets across the city. Eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to approaching Bathurst and from Coxwell to Woodbine. The Bayview extension also shut down from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley, and no access on River Street from Gerrard to Bayview. I'm Zach Bodenstein.
local news, weather, and traffic.
I don't understand why you posted that.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Analysts the price of gas will not budge at the night staying at 95.9 cents a liter.
To Dundas or Shooter? No. Why would you close that stupid little stuff? That makes no sense.
Can sports adapt to a world turned upside down?
Bayview is closed? Okay. Well,
a new podcast delivering
I don't understand what the fuck people are doing. Yeah, I know what a park is.
Donovan Bennett and Richard Deitch talk to athletes and experts.
They got one sewer cover.
Statements from a man who studies this.
It's got like
meaningful answers to the
pattern on it. It says Region Park.
Sports on pause. Listen at sportsnet.ca.
Oh, you don't look at the ground. We're always looking up and down and everywhere. We put that there for us, underground.
Time for traffic and weather together.
The sewers underneath are the same. They've been there for 120 years. Before Region Park, it was,
I'm just having a look at this problem still on the westbound QEW west of the 427.
The only difference really you would see is what the color of the poor people were back then.
It's not causing a slowdown, but it is just around the bend as you turn to the left. So just watch out for that. There's westbound QEW west of the 427 in the right lane. We have a stalled vehicle. Southbound 400 at Dunlop, there is construction here. It's in the left lane, and as a result, you'll find delays from approaching Duckworth. Westbound 401 at Keel and the Collectors, 2 left lanes closed for construction. And westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed. The westbound 407 ramps to and from southbound 427, they're closed because of construction. I'm just having a look at the eastbound Gardner now, and it's heavy going from approaching Parkside in towards the Jameson ramp, and there's quite a lineup now at the Spadina ramp. A lot of motorists heading into downtown. They're not using the eastbound Lakeshore, though. Eastbound Lakeshore from Windermere to Stadium Road, closed for active TO, which is also closed eastbound Lakeshore from Coxwell to Woodbine, as well as River from Gerard to Bayview, Bayview extension from Mill Street to the Rosedale Valley Road. East and westbound Danforth Avenue closed from Danforth Road east to Wharton, and that's for police activity. Canadians are hungry to help. When you order with Skip the Dishes, you're helping support local restaurants, and you can tip your favorite restaurants through Skip the Dishes, through the Skip the Dishes app. Your next report is at 3:51, and now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
Well, the heat and humidity, they are here to stay for the week. Temperatures tonight dropping down to 15, so not as comfortable as it was last night, a little more humid, and we could have some fog patches developing as well. Chance for evening rain showers and a possible thunderstorm in some areas. Also, I think areas east of the city have the better chance to pick up some more substantial rain. And then as we head into the start of the week, 28 will be the high, sun and cloud tomorrow, and a chance for some showers tomorrow evening. 28 will feel like 34 when you factor in the humidity. Right now, it is 25 at Pearson, 23 at 680 News. Tonight's overnight.
You know why they invented that relay, that
43.
The body of snowbird Captain Jen Casey flown back to her hometown of Halifax today. The snowbird's holding a
dumbest Haligonian I ever met.
Abbotsford, BC last night. And in a tweet, thanked everyone for their support during what they say has been an incredibly difficult time for the squadron. Casey will be honored in Halifax today with a ceremony on the tarmac of the airport and a procession through the city. It was 1 week ago the plane crashed and Kamloops claimed her life and left the pilot, Captain Richard McDougall, with serious injuries. This is 680 News.
Catherine and Peter were moving in together, but she was in Ottawa, he was in Montreal, and their new home was in Vancouver. They were worried about getting everything there on time, so they called Pods. Peter got a container delivered to his home, and Catherine got 2. They filled those containers, and Pods moved them to their new home, where they lived happily ever after, until they moved again. But that time, they needed a 4th container and help packing and loading. Visit Pods.com to get a flexible solution for complex situations. Pods, the right move for your move.
Doctors are good people and only want what's good for their patients. So if they say you can't work, I believe them, and so should your long-term disability insurer. My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your long-term disability claim has been denied, call me at 416-661-4878.
Good afternoon from the 680.
Oh, my connection is the same. Hey, your busted ass operating system that you're selling to the government has a back door for them. The back door don't work either. I know because I'm looking through the back door and I can't navigate this shit. Hey, genius, your broken operating system don't work. Can we have some music?
Yesterday, drinking someone even defecating on someone's lawn, and of course, ignoring the mind of a native. The forces are ready to unveil a new testing strategy next week. Disappointing and prompting testing numbers. If there's a possibility you could have COVID-19, you should be assessed. And as I just mentioned, feels like 31, pretty hot outside. These temperatures making it feel like summer. Your steady forecast coming up at 3:51 with Colin.
It's 92 in here, but it's 92 in here last night.
The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the Zulus, but they never fucking do. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native who
might not be strong enough to lift up your whole muscles.
I have a few scruples and most people don't. I'm a crazy little bastard.
Full-blown criminal. All my drug sales advertising is subliminal. I don't give a fuck. Keep the overhead minimal. The reason this shit over so long, brother, because I don't waste. All I do is waste it.
In my veins, and the ways I'll never change. I'm slowly going insane. She keeps fucking with my brain. I'm lost in the sauce camp. I'm my way out. I'm from a small town and we don't fuck around. You can hate all you want. Shit ain't stop up and down the fucking keep on romping. I'm romping and rolling and romping. This fat boy has a shit ain't no fucking stop. The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the Zulus, but they never fucking do. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a
they turn up, oh, the man was there and he didn't have a mask on. The man was there and he didn't have a mask on. And they really believe logically they've got like a winning argument. They'll look at let me ask you that. It's like, buddy, I'm gonna break your fucking nose. I don't owe you an answer. You touch me, you do that? Yes, but these people are so fucked up. I know you got these idiots everywhere. They get Toronto thing.
The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native.
That's why we don't go to BC or Alberta. Where do you think we send all our idiots? Why do you think we mouth off of that? Anybody from there will tell you the same thing. Junkies from Toronto fucked everything up. Oh, but you won't hear those people. People mouthing off about my bullshit words ain't from there. They're from here. Why did we move out there? Oh, because $52,000 minus $48,000 sounds like a lot of money. You got more living here on welfare than you do working over there. Crackheads, they're all crackheads. All the fucking crack gangs moved to Alberta to sell crack. They ain't gonna fucking work in oil. They're from countries where they steal oil and make cash money. Why do they work for the government for oil? Every fucking dollar you paid for oil the last 20 years, straight up the crack pipe.
You can hate all you want. Shit ain't gonna stop. You
weren't looking for all that money on
rolling and romping. This fat boy has the shit ain't no gonna stop. The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the Zulus, but they never fucking do. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a
so woke.
The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native.
What is he, 74 by 44, right?
Who don't give a fuck, a native with the Zulus, but they never fucking do. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the Zulus, but they never fucking screw up. I have a few scruples and most people don't. I'm a crazy little bastard, full-blown criminal, savage to the blue. For my warrior I have known, the game that I was shown, I keep to my own. I got a in a very short fuse, patience that I got. You don't want me to lose. I'm known to blow up. I'm known for destruction. I'm known for the wicked. The wicked is from the blood in my veins. Till the ways I'll never change. I'm slowly going insane. She keeps fucking with my brain. I'm lost in the sauce.
You know the bypass code for the phone all day long now.
And we don't fuck around. You can hate all you want. Shit ain't gonna stop me. I'm stomp up and down the fucking keep on romping. I'm romping and rolling.
You know it won't function from the factory. That's bullshit right there. We figured that out.
The mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they the fucking screw. I got the mind of a killer, the mind of a maniac, the mind of a lunatic, the mind of a native who ain't giving up, a native who don't give a fuck, a native with the screws, but they the fucking screw.
Xavier.
These are bigger, but they're thinner. What weighs more? Next on our attack in the nightstand.
ASAP, rock you. I handle all of y'all problems. I will down, but now I'm on top. Now it's Gucci, Polo, movie, Lolo, it's your hoe like Olo. She go low and go low. I've been running around.
Catch that.
Nigga.
Gucci, Polo, movies with your girl, Domo.
Nigga could be slanging scripts, trying to get the 6 figures. The 6 nigga wants to get a little bigger. I'ma get the script, nigga. Got 100 grams of rubber bands. I bag it up and go and hit the strip, nigga.
Got a bucket of rubber bands. I wonder. Why do you hurt when I go to sleep? It's hurting to relax the muscle. Yeah, that's backwards, I know. I wonder how much that has to do with sickled up blood cells. I smoke angel dust while the cruisers rust. I ain't got no but the cops lost.
I ain't got no trust but the angels must. I
ain't got no drug cuss but the cops must. One of these is the back.
You hater fuck, even outside the restaurant, they
gotta wait on us.
Then we free, ain't no chains on us.
Bring back the fucking drive, what they call it? The drive, not the drive-in movie, not the drive-through. Before the drive-through, you pulled up and fucking the girl on the skates came out, and there was a thing to clip on your door to hold the booze.
Yeah, I'm still smoking on the angel dust, not just promoting I'm an angel.
Oh, that's chauvinist and objectifies women, and it keeps the money moving, don't it?
And I bet you not rolling seven. Like
yes, dear, we're all equal.
Rolling with my brethren, high as
Pass
night.
my piece of the cockroach.
Finger on the trigger.
Yeah, we're all fucking wealthy. Oh, not at the same time.
The fairy boys won't get up from the fairy boys. Be the new chief, watch the women hang on us. Like I said, C3 a new leaf, it's so dangerous. I smoke angel dust to watch the angels fight. But I ain't got no trust but the angels must. I'm so flavorful, they so plain on us. Run away, they go park the plane on us. Watch my gator chuck. You hater fuck. Even outside the restaurant, they gotta wait on us. And we free, ain't no chains on us. C3 a new leaf, it's so fucking dangerous. Oh, my mind
and me. I'm a Martian, right? On a Martian flight. Just trying to find another Martian life. I fear I'll die alone, a stone on a deserted beach. No, I can teach, so I just do. In my mind, it's better than two. That makes me
I heard this song 1,000 times. Just caught that line. I fear I'll die alone on the beach.
The natural law, only strong survive. And I don't survive, I multiply. And
I'm okay, awesomely with friends standing over me, mocking me.
I don't mean just so much the angels fuck. I ain't got no trust, but the angels must. I'm so flavorful, they so plain on us. Run away, they go park so plain on us. Watch my gator truck, you hater fuck. Even outside the restaurant, they gotta wait on us. And we free, ain't no chains on us. C3 and new leaf, we so fucking
Yo, the Jamaican and South African flag tattooed on me. I'll get fucking killed walking around with that.
I'm fitting to leave you all feeling like victims. Genocide on my mind, I'm thinking like ain't nobody like Osama. I'm rocking multi-generations, that's your mama. I'm a president, no Obama. Feed up, feed cut, roll the ganja. Mr. C3, no mystery, me be history. Sit a trip, take a pic.
The Netherlands was occupied. Occupied, so that's right.
That's how I roll.
Invaded, yeah, occupied. We were still in charge. It might not seem like it. The Nazis hated being in the Netherlands. It's the most hated assignment was the Netherlands. Okay, because everybody has a smile on their face. Don't I look pleasant? Hello, good morning. Can I get you your schedule today? Would you like to check your email and text message? Don't I look like a prick? No, you motherfuckers. So, it's interesting, in South Africa went to war. Here's a fuck them fucking slave drivers. Fuck them. No, for me, what I'm going through trying to fucking reconcile shit, it makes sense. I'm one person with both sides in one person. That it could be a fucked up thing to deal with. I could be twisted in the head and hate both sides of that thing. I don't. And for me to do that, I'm going, wow, that's interesting. In South Africa, you don't want to get in a fight with South Africans. You don't want to go to war with South Africans. Heartless, soulless, different. You think Somalis are fucking bad? Not bad. They're desperate. Jamaicans been putting up with shit too long. Only alive because they started fighting back. South Africans, not different.
We already know what it is. Overdose, Cody King and overdose. Overdose. That's us. Raise a shot to another fucking year.
I got the South African rand right here.
Highlight air. Start that line if you don't fucking care. I do drugs.
Grades, drugs. I got drugs for slugs, thugs.
I do drugs. Winner, chicken dinner. I'm gonna eat you up. I'm in the club, I'm gonna have a party. I'm gonna live it up. Take another pill for another shot. Here's another death. I can never get enough. Need enough so we can last. Yeah, I'm a dirty ass, grimy line starter. That's how I keep my motivation. I'll do fine with just the court. That way can be on top of my zone. I don't need to scatter my thoughts. When I'm realizing lyrical miracles, everything else to me don't matter. Watch your back. I'm a vicious ass rapper. Fuck the jelly before the peanut butter. Put it back in the cracker, red slapper.
Figure out what's
I'm a drug blaster.
Coffee boards, all my stuff, and where mentally there's people. I know there's nobody here, but visually, don't turn towards people and cough. I started coughing over my right arm sleeve, the one I wasn't coughing on. Not that it matters, because you're doing shower laundry every fucking day. Hey, the hot water's running now anyway. Why waste it? Where's the confused?
I do drugs.
The hot water that's wasting right now is 25% more efficient because we got the tank this year.
My mind is kind of screwy from drugs I'm doing, but I don't think that I'm really losing all of the
I want one of those low flow shower heads. There's shower heads. $20 fucking dollars. You stick them up for free.
They all overdose.
Fucking send a box in for the whole building.
Where they at? Just ate a gum, you know, everything is floating slow.
These people,
I must keep going, gotta keep flowing.
These people don't have the money to go get a $50 shower and they stick the whole thing in their hands and all that shit. No, because what happens is the city sends out this water saving stuff.
People act like idiots when it's being put in, ask dumb questions, everything. As soon as it's gone, they put their stupid, oh, I spent $80 on this shower head, and it's got the fucking rain hanging the hose, and it's hanging off a plastic pipe, so that's going to break. I could stop it. I'm not going to. Every time I dismiss it, I'm leaving it because of a bunch of reasons. Yeah, low flow in Canada. Low flow means 2.5 gallons per minute. All shower heads that you look for at the hardware store are advertised as low flow. All of them. Because they are legal. Compared to the old one you're taking out.
Here. Like that blunt, if you highlight air,
but at 2 gallons per minute.
If you don't fucking care,
it uses a little bit less hot water. It uses a little bit less cold water. Sorry, use a little bit less cold water. Use a little bit less hot water. Use less hot water. The heater has a better recovery time. It heats up the water as you use it. The water out of these shower heads will get hotter and hotter while you're using it because the heater has a chance to recover. The burner fires up and heats up the water faster than you're using it.
Couple beats and beers, you know we steady.
Yeah, I
can do anything I want. I can do anything I want.
I can do anything I want. It used to be in this call, so maybe somebody moved, lost their job. I don't know. If I tried to take a shower 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't. Now, if I got in there at 6, I could do whatever I wanted. So that tells me it's somebody with a job or kids or something. Well, like probably a bunch of them, but that was before they changed the heaters.
Yeah, shout out to him and DJ's Pod 2, the 1995, you know what I'm saying?
It's like my phone.
Album, you know what I'm saying? Kicking it with my nigga MC Spade, Mr. K, Lil Witch, you know what I'm saying? We finna bum like this here, so check it out.
Oh, I should have spent 800 on a TV set, not 600 on a 600 on a phone. That's a lot. No, I didn't spend 600 on a phone. I spent $80 on the phone 8 years ago. You're not listening. That's not. You spent the other phone. Oh, the HTC. I didn't pay for that. You're not listening. I said I didn't spend 800. I didn't spend. I can't argue with people with money, so I don't talk about it. I hide it. I don't care who knows it.
Cause I'm finna hit you in your chest and knock the wind out. Say something smart and I'ma have to take your ass out.
No, all I gotta do is email the company, tell them the phone number it's plugged into, and
reach for my left, grab my clip, cause I can't
I'll get a weird half-ring call, and my phone line will be busy for 20 minutes.
With my niggas eyes,
2-3 minutes. It's got a modem. So old, it doesn't list the baud rate. You know, I guess they never tested the baud rate. To compare it to what? This stupid fucking box hanging on the wall has a fucking modem, a computer, an EEPROM, a double EEPROM, RAM, and a fucking Z180 microprocessor. And there's videos on there if you look, maybe on my playlist and shit, from Nortel Millenniums and all sorts of shit to do with phones. And you can make them do all sorts of interesting shit. Why does the phone work like that? How come? Oh, because of this. You said this is how we work around it. No, fix this shit.
It's the West Smack smoking on a fat sack with my gat that goes red tat on the dope track with my nigga T drop after drop sale after sale. Then we bail headed to the mall, much clientele. Then we bail till it's silent. See what bitches doing tonight. High as a kite, watch your step, pimpins tight, roaming through the door cold.
I don't know how many
as we stroll, hoping nobody's scoping. Watching the DJ ACD with the Glock is cocked.
They have 211, 311, 611, and 811.
That's what you get when you're fucking with niggas that's drilling to the bitch. Shit, your ass can't test me. Come and see what I got to flip my ass.
According to these stupid plastic cards, 211 is for service. Up here, 611.
Oh, hell,
up here, 211 is the United Way. That's why I want it free on the phone. I don't want some poor bastard looking for help to get it at all. The technician didn't bother to flip the switch from 0 to 1, so you gotta walk. No, I've been on road fucking problems. Come on, bank machine's got a lock, and you don't tell us they're locked. 4 fucking sets of bank machines in a row, same bank, all locked. What? Well, what's the logic? How much crime did you prevent? With all of us running around trying to get our money, that's our money. Oh yeah, great economic activity, yes. Cabbies take more money, whatever. They're discouraging us from using your machines. The private label things are discouraging us from using their machines. The other banks are discouraging us from using them. What are we supposed to do? You don't want us using Interact because we're all touching the machine. Oh yes, on the radio they're saying use the contact list. Didn't we try that? And it turns out because I never activated the last one, and probably nobody did, they sent me a card this time without the contact. I didn't know. I assumed it was in there and I just had to activate it. I didn't know. I had no fucking idea. Because the last time I checked that setting was when I had the old card. I didn't know. They never told me. So I'm unprepared. Thanks. Thanks for looking up for your customers.
Yeah. Hey, cruising down the street.
What if I was thinking, I got Alzheimer's. I still remember that 4-digit code. That was my prisoner number and nothing with it. And when I forget it, then we'll switch it to the contact list. I forgot the number. Now I'm trying to fucking call them up and switch it. No, we can't do that. We gotta mail you a new card. What's your address? I can't remember. Oh, it's great if you got family, but if you don't have family. Yeah, what am I thinking of all people? The shit the VA is supposed to be doing. This shit here, this phone, and fucking elevators, all that shit. The Americans with Disabilities Act, and the Ontario with Disabilities Act, and probably a whole bunch of other disabilities acts apply. You can't just do things how you want. 50, 100 years ago, nobody thought about it. They didn't think about it. Why? Disabled people didn't live that long. Quite frankly, that's what happened.
Cruising down the street with my AR, strapped in the whip.
When the infant mortality rate is high, nobody gives a fuck about public schools, do they? Colleges? No, there are no colleges in places with the infant mortality rate that's high, are there? No, why would there be? Nobody go to them. If you live long enough, you're going to be having kids by that age, period. And if you weren't, that would mean that society wasn't replacing itself and wouldn't exist anymore.
No trap bags when I come through, them niggas know how bees do. All they heard was some loud shots when the cops can't get no clues. I put it work, but that's Smith & Wesson.
You do this in phone at your mall or whatever.
Like Bruce Lee got
there's 4.5 people on it. 2 people in scooters. They gotta call their dealer from somewhere. And they're smart. We don't want to use the phone because it's got this weird application thing coming up. We think it's spying on us. We're not sure. And if it's me, my number's going to be programmed for free in the damn phone anyway.
Right hand the tent. We saying it for 4. Cruising down the street with my AR. Strapped in the whip.
1,000 miles. How do you do it one step? I didn't fucking have 1,000 fucking foreign coins when I started collecting coins.
We saying it for 4.
You know, those coins are long gone. The ones I had at the beginning are gone. Probably still in existence. Yeah, ain't selling no nicks. Why not? It's money. It's the highest markup. So let's talk bullshit for a second. I'm not encouraging kids to do this. You watch enough movies to figure this out. You buy more, it's cheaper, right? Okay, he's talking about buying the biggest size you can get. I'm gonna guess it's a kilo of coke. I'm guessing.
We saying it for 4.
He said nicks. I mean, that's a weed probably, whatever. He doesn't want to sell the nickel that he only paid $1 for. He wants to sell the big bag that he only makes $1 on. Makes no sense. This doesn't move. And this music here, copyright, content mention. This may be independent, but it's Hollywood. Oh, these are real gang members. I'm just saying the song, the way they play with the words. What's the other track? I cop a brick and then I chop it for change. Yeah. Turn your, I don't know. These $50 bills if you this much. 50 grand before interest on. It turned it into fucking 10 fucking $5-gallon buckets full of aluminum supporters, right? Oh, more. I don't know. We still haven't figured out how much these buckets will hold. We're gonna do that too. Shout out $50 and make you look them up. He does live streams where they go through silver. Yeah, I watched. Oh, very still cursor now. The cursor is on the screen, you fucking idiot. Google, thank you. Again, your operating system decides to cut the internet off to this application for an application that doesn't, I don't know.
You could get them all. I see everybody talking about humble rappers. What the fuck it mean to you? I thought y'all was humble rappers. City fucking trash, but they say fucking platinum humble rappers. Tell me what they say about you other rappers. Y'all are so skilled.